The amazing secrets of bird's nest fern, the most beautiful indoor plant. Hello, green friends. Today, we're going to talk about a unique and amazing plant that not only transforms your home into a lush jungle but is also easy to take care of. The bird's nest fern, one of the most beautiful and resilient indoor plants, will add a touch of elegance to your space with its glossy, unique leaves. So, if you love special plants that bring a tropical rainforest vibe into your home, stay with me until the end of the video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button now and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another exciting video. General information about the bird's nest fern. Common name, bird's nest fern. Scientific name, Asplenium antiquum. Plant type, perennial. Mature plant size, height 90 to 150 centimeters, width 60 to 90 centimeters. Light requirements, partial sunlight, shade. Soil type, loamy, moist, well-draining. Soil pH, acidic. Flowering time, the bird's nest fern does not produce flowers. Native region, Asia, Australia, Africa. Toxicity, non-toxic. A brief overview of the bird's nest fern. The name, bird's nest fern, comes from the way the new leaves grow regularly from the central part of the plant, resembling the shape of a bird's nest. This type of growth pattern gives the overall appearance of the plant its unique nest-like shape. While caring for the bird's nest fern, try to avoid touching or disturbing the freshly sprouted leaves as they are delicate and fragile. Any contact with them can lead to damage or distortion. Bird's nest fern care tips. The key to having a healthy and vibrant bird's nest fern is providing plenty of moisture and warmth. With that in mind, one of the best places to keep your bird's nest fern at home is near a shower or bathtub, where the humidity and warmth are sufficient for the plant. However, this is only ideal if the bathroom area also gets enough light. Light. The best growth for a bird's nest fern occurs under filtered sunlight with a bit of shade. However, you should avoid placing it in direct sunlight, as this can cause its leaves to burn. To provide the necessary light for your bird's nest fern indoors, you can place it near an east-facing or north-facing window. Soil. The bird's nest fern prefers soil that is porous, rich in organic matter, and well-draining. For the potted variety of this fern, a peat-based potting mix is ideal. Watering. The bird's nest fern prefers the soil to remain consistently moist, but this doesn't mean the soil should be waterlogged, as the plant cannot tolerate soggy soil. To water the plant correctly, always check the moisture level of the soil with your finger before watering. If the top few centimeters of the soil feel dry, it's time to water again, otherwise, hold off. When caring for the bird's nest fern, avoid pouring water directly onto the center of the plant, as this can encourage mold growth, leading to root rot and other issues. Therefore, when watering, make sure to target the soil and avoid getting any part of the plant wet. Temperature. The bird's nest fern thrives in a warm environment with a temperature range of 15 to 26 degrees Celsius. While this plant can tolerate temperatures below 10 degrees Celsius, any temperature lower than that may cause damage, especially if the soil is wet. If you are keeping the bird's nest fern indoors, make sure to keep it away from cold drafts from air conditioners or similar devices, as both cold and even hot air can harm the plant and reduce the humidity around it. Humidity. The bird's nest fern enjoys high humidity and moist environments, such as bathrooms, showers, greenhouses, or terrariums, as long as these spaces also provide other important factors for plant care, like adequate light. If the humidity in your home is low, you can increase the moisture around the plant by using a humidifier or placing the pot on a tray filled with water and pebbles. Just make sure that the pot does not come into direct contact with the water, as this can lead to root rot. Fertilizing. During the active growing seasons of the bird's nest fern spring and summer, fertilize once a month with a balanced liquid fertilizer, diluted to half its strength. The fertilizer should only be applied to the soil, as direct contact with the leaves can cause burn damage. During the rest of the year, stop fertilizing, as excessive nutrients may lead to distorted leaves and yellowing or browning. Safety of bird's nest fern for children and pets. The bird's nest fern is one of the most popular non-toxic houseplants. It is safe for both humans and pets, as it is not poisonous. Propagation of bird's nest fern. Propagating the bird's nest fern can be a bit challenging, especially for beginner gardeners. Many people choose to skip propagation and prefer buying a new plant from a nursery. However, propagation can save you some money. Since the propagation method for this plant is different from others, purchasing a new plant is often the more practical option. However, if you plan to propagate your bird's nest fern during its care, keep in mind that it is done through spores. The spores appear as small, brown, fuzz-like spots on the underside of the fern's leaves. When these spots look swollen and fuzzy, they are ready for propagation. To collect the spores, cut a leaf containing these spots and place it in a paper bag for several days. During this time, the spores will detach from the leaf and fall into the bag. Then, place the spores on a pot containing sphagnum moss. This pot should be placed on a tray filled with water so the moss can absorb moisture. The moss should always remain moist, but not waterlogged. Next, cover the pot with plastic wrap to create a more humid environment for the spores. Keep the pot in a warm, shaded area. Be sure to check the tray regularly and always keep it filled with water. If you feel the moss is not moist enough, you can spray it with water. After several weeks, you should start to see a new bird's nest fern sprout. Planting and repotting bird's nest fern. The bird's nest fern should be planted in a pot with multiple drainage holes. As an epiphytic plant, it is accustomed to living with minimal soil and space. Therefore, generally, you don't need to repot it due to space limitations. Repotting is only necessary when the plant has outgrown its pot and can no longer maintain its balance and shape. In this case, the fern will need a larger pot to attach itself properly. This typically happens every 2 to 3 years, and spring is the best time for repotting. When repotting, Choose a pot that is large enough to hold the plant securely and steadily. A clay pot is usually better for this plant than a plastic one. Once you have selected and purchased a new pot, carefully remove the plant from its old pot and place it in the new one, ensuring that the depth is similar to the previous pot. Then, fill the space around the plant with appropriate soil. Pruning. The bird's nest fern doesn't require much pruning as it can maintain its size and shape naturally. However, if you prefer to prune, you can remove leaves from the outer part of the plant, near the base. Additionally, if you notice any leaves that disrupt the plant's appearance, you can remove them as well. Common pests and diseases in bird's nest fern care. The bird's nest fern is generally a healthy and low-maintenance plant. However, it can be prone to a few diseases, usually caused by improper humidity levels. Yellowing leaves. Excessive sunlight can cause the leaves of the bird's nest fern to yellow. This effect can also occur due to overfertilization. To prevent this issue, regularly check that the plant is placed in appropriate light conditions and adjust the fertilizer according to the plant's needs. Brown leaf tips. The tips of the bird's nest fern leaves may turn brown after they die and are replaced by new growth. However, browning of the leaf tips and edges often occurs due to proximity to air conditioning or heating units. To avoid this problem, keep your plant away from these devices, windows, or doors. If you've fallen in love with the bird's nest fern and want your plants to always stay healthy, don't forget to like this video. Also, if you have any questions or experiences with this plant, make sure to share them in the comments below. And if you want to explore the world of plants more, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so we can discover many more amazing plants together. Until the next video, stay green and full of energy. Goodbye.